To be successful as a teacher, I need to have a firm conceptual underpinning for what I'm doing. I'll talk about specific assignments, syllabus structure, and scheduling in other videos. This video is more about my pedagogy and how it manifests in my teaching. I considered my students' needs, my university's requirements, and my own needs. Most important to acknowledge, no matter the format, is that I have limited time with them. In a face-to-face classroom, that's 2.5 hours a week. For a full semester, that's 40 hours. Over the course of 3 months. That is not a lot. I have to prioritize getting them the information they can only get from me. Not the textbook, not the primary sources, not from the internet. That is all ground they have to make up outside of class time. For a history class taught face-to-face, students should expect to put in 5 to 7 hours of independent work, that is, outside of class time. If they do 5 hours of work outside of class time for 16 weeks, that will be 80 hours of work for a total of 120 hours of work for one class over the course of the semester. That means if a student is taking 5 classes with the same level of independent work, they'll put in 600 hours of work over the course of a semester. That is 37.5 to 40 hours a week for a 15-week or 16-week semester. I need to respect their time. They have to figure out their own time management and make their choices for how to handle their workload. My part in that calculation is to provide them the necessary information they need to plan and then stick to that. In an asynchronous digital classroom, I have more flexibility, but I have to do more work to set it all up. One of the best formats for an asynchronous course is a discussion board, but they are painfully easy to get wrong. I pre-record lectures with important terms highlighted, and I provide corresponding reading assignments. Students then use those materials to answer a weekly set of questions in that discussion board, and then they have to talk to each other about them. Therefore, all of the questions should serve a purpose and be a starting point for a conversation. No busy work questions. If a question doesn't work, I change it as soon as I can, sometimes even while they're still working on it. All of this means I had to think carefully about what exactly I'm teaching them. Am I teaching them content? Am I teaching them something technical like writing skills or research skills? Or am I teaching them something else? I'm teaching them something else. The content, research, and writing skills are all a pedagogical method to help them develop a very important skill set for life in our world. How to assess the things they find online. The key to that, at least for me, is recognizing that all of the content that I'm teaching them can be found online. So I ask them to contextualize the information they're getting. Every assignment I give them can be partially completed by finding information online. And frankly, that is the point. They're already online for the lecture and for the reading assignments and to do their discussion board homework. So I am going to make a virtue of necessity. Some of the assignments send them to academic websites, whether they're our own school or a different school. I also assign quality videos from non-university creators that are still rigorous and well researched. As we move through the semester, I start assigning videos that are a little outside the expected. They're still rigorous, but they are not necessarily tied to a university. By the end of the semester, though, they're out in the wild. I do have a curated list of assignments that I use, and they go beyond the videos and readings I've been giving at this point, and now I start to include things like TikToks and music videos and clips from movies that speak to an event or a moment, and they have to use their contextual skills to put it all together. Some are from museums, Some are from historical societies. Some are from independent scholars. They're still rigorous and they're still well researched, but they're not, obviously, academic. By the time I'm assigning these, students are well into their own research on their chosen topic for their semester-long project. They're finding their way from academic sites to these sites, so I am consciously providing them examples of what they should be looking for. And to be clear, I don't explicitly tell them I'm providing examples so that they can learn what a good academic website outside of a university actually looks like. Paradoxically, telling them this is what I'm doing makes it harder for them to learn it. I have no idea why. So I only confirm it when a student figures it out and asks me if that's what I'm doing. I do tell them I am teaching them how to assess what they find online and how to hone their online research skills in a more abstract sense. This does not have the same effect on them. I have no idea why that is either. I start off in the first introductory video telling them that I am going to be teaching them how to assess information they find online, so they are aware of it from the beginning. Because they know I'm not explicitly teaching them content. That is, I'm not going to test them on content, but on their ability to contextualize and to analyze the content, which does mean they have to know what the content is. They do have to understand how it all fits together, but that's not the main point. Because they are making the connections on their own, they learn the content better. I have had fewer F's in my classes since I made this conceptual shift. Before, I would average about 12% failure rate over the course of an academic year. Now I average about 8%. I don't know if my students appreciate the difference, but I certainly do. I'm not teaching them facts that they're just going to forget as soon as their grade posts. I am teaching them skills that are transferable to at least other college courses. And if I've done my job right, and if they've done the work, they will continue to use these skills well after they graduate, although they probably won't identify my class as the source of these skills. That means they've absorbed the information and skills so thoroughly, they don't remember learning it. It's just a thing they do. What better victory for a teacher?